If you consider yourself a beginner with AI, then this is going to be the perfect video for you. So without spending hundreds of dollars on courses or wasting hours of time trying to figure things out, I'm going to break down some real world use cases and examples of how to use AI as a beginner. So be sure to stick around for the entire video. So if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. My name is Ryan, and my mission is to help you navigate the overwhelming world of artificial intelligence. And if you want to know my favorite AI tools and prompts that I'm using for marketing and content creation, be sure to get my free AI Marketing Essentials Guide. You can find the link for this below this video. But now let's dive back in on how to use AI for beginners. So before I just dive into some examples, if you're brand new to AI, there are some important concepts that you must understand. And I actually use this slide for all of my consulting gigs for individuals, businesses around the country, conferences. I'm not going to go through all of these in this video, but the one thing that I do want to harp on is that you must develop an AI first mindset. Now, what do I mean by this? So think pre-generative AI when ChatGPT was released to the public in 2022. If you had a problem, what would you do to find a solution? We'd open up Google, we'd bug our coworker, we'd bug our boss, we'd open up a textbook in some instances to find the answer, right? Well, now, ever since the release of ChatGPT and other generative AI tools, Claude, Google Gemini, Perplexity, Notebook LM, etc., 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 we should be resorting to AI tools first if we have problems to find solutions, hence having an AI first mindset. You should also understand that AI is not a silver bullet. Regardless of what all these frauds tell you on the internet to sell you their courses, their consulting, whatever they're doing, AI is not a silver bullet. It will not solve all of your problems. It should be used as a tool and not as a crutch. And like anything in life, quality inputs equals quality outputs. The more quality that your prompts that you give these AI tools, the more quality responses that you will get. And so those are just a few pieces of AI advice that I would always give to beginners. But now let's dive into some real world use cases. Now, in these examples, I'm going to be using ChatGPT since that's what most people and especially beginners to AI are using. But you can apply what I'm going to show you into other LLMs like Claude, Google Gemini. You could even use Perplexity in some use cases, right? But I'm going to be sticking with ChatGPT for the most part. And I am also subscribed to the Plus version for $20 a month. I would recommend everyone does that, honestly. You get more features in Plus than you do on the free version. I have a full video dedicated to that topic though, and you can find that in the video description below. Now, the first real world use case I'm going to show you is ideation. And if you're brand new to AI, this is the very first place I would recommend you starting. Now, what exactly do I mean by using AI for ideation? Well, let's say you're struggling to come up with content ideas for your business or video ideas for your YouTube channel. Or in this example, maybe you want help coming up with business ideas or side hustle ideas, right? Whatever the situation is, we can use AI tools like ChatGPT as our own little consultant essentially to help us with ideation and coming up with ideas. So in this example, I did a short little prompt here, basically asking ChatGPT to help me come up with 5 business ideas and a short explanation of why I should or shouldn't start it in 2025. And by the way, guys, I will leave all of the prompts that I use in this video in the description below so you can easily copy and paste them. And if we look at some of these examples that it gave, and by the way, I also said, make sure you include ideas where I have no upfront capital and I'm looking to bootstrap everything. I don't want investors' money or anything like that. And so it said AI-driven marketing consultancy. That's part of my business right now, actually. Content creation and repurposing service, AI-optimized ad campaign management, AI tool training and implementation, AI-powered market research reports, etc., etc., etc. But you could even take it a step further from here. You could follow up with something like the following. I like idea number 1. Now help me come up with a business name, slogan, and content strategy to help drive traffic. And so here it gives me a business name. If I don't like AI Ascend Marketing, what could I do? I could come down and ask it for even more business name ideas. If I don't like this slogan, guess what? I could ask it for more slogan ideas. And then it gives me a content strategy like I asked for. It gives me blog post ideas. It gives me YouTube video ideas, social media post ideas, ideas, email, partnerships, workshops, webinars, etc., etc. I could even follow up and ask it for more ideas, right? So I hope you guys see where I'm going with this, as the number one place that you should start using AI if you're a beginner is for ideation. So the next real world use case I want to share with you is summarization. Now, let's say that you have a long article or a long PDF or an ebook or even a long email in some instances. This use case for AI is going to be applicable to most people watching this video. And in this example, I basically had a long article that I came across and I said, summarize this article in a way that's understandable to the average person. Provide 5 bullet points of the most important takeaways. And the best part about ChatGPT is it can now analyze URLs. So instead of spending 15, 20 minutes, sometimes a half hour going through a long article, we can leverage AI to summarize these and just give us the quick high-level points. And so here it says, SEO is the practice of enhancing a website to improve its visibility on search engines like Google. Here are the key takeaways. Understanding SEO, SEO versus SEM and PPC, importance of SEO, types of SEO, evolution of SEO. By implementing these strategies, So here I got 5 high-level bullet points of this entire article, and you can apply this to any article. I just did this one as a quick example, as this was something I just thought off the top of my head. And when it comes to PDFs, we can do the exact same thing. You'll see here I actually uploaded the Bitcoin white paper, which is a 9-page PDF, and it doesn't really matter how long the PDF is, unless we're talking hundreds or thousands of pages. The context window might struggle there. But really, for most PDFs, you should be able to upload it and ask the same thing. Summarize this PDF in a way that's understandable to the average person. Provide 5 bullet points of the most important takeaways. Here it gives me a summary of the Bitcoin white paper, and then also the key takeaways: direct transactions, solution to double spending, blockchain, proof of work, incentives, etc., etc. Again, you can use this for any PDF or ebook as long as it's not super long, and ChatGPT's context window supports that. But long story short, that is a very applicable use case for beginners to AI, is using this tool for summarization. Now, the next use case for beginners that I want to share with you is using AI to simplify or help you learn complex topics. So in this example, I'm using ChatGPT. You can also use Claude, but you can also use a tool called NotebookLM if you've never heard of that. This is an AI tool owned and operated by Google, but I'm going to get into that here in a little bit. So if you open up ChatGPT, you can prompt it with something like the following: explain Bitcoin to me like I'm 10 years old and how this is different than traditional currency. Use no more than 3 sentences. Now, obviously, you would replace with whatever that topic is that you want to learn, whether it's rocket science, AI, multimodality, ChatGPT, machine learning, right? I'm just thinking of complex topics off the top of my head. And here it says, Bitcoin is like digital money you can use online, but instead of being made by banks or governments, it's created or tracked by computers, blah, blah, blah. You guys can read that. But this is the important qualifier here, like I'm 10 years old. So ChatGPT is trying its best to explain a complex topic like Bitcoin to me like I'm 10 years old. You can follow up and ask about Ethereum, right? You can follow up with whatever you want. But I would recommend using NotebookLM to help simplify and learn complex topics. And the reason is, on the left-hand side, you can actually control the sources that you're using. Whereas here, I'm basically relying on ChatGPT's training data to explain the topic of Bitcoin to me without actually providing any sources. And with NotebookLM, I have a Wikipedia article, the Bitcoin white paper. I found a YouTube video that explains Bitcoin really well. And with NotebookLM, it's now summarizing and really taking all 3 of these sources into account. And with this, you can create FAQs, a study guide, a table of contents, a briefing doc, a timeline. You can generate an audio overview, so you can create an AI podcast of whatever topic that you want. You can customize it, but you can click generate. I have several videos on NotebookLM, and I'll leave those in the description below if you're interested. But for example, if I look at one of these documents, right, this is the timeline of Bitcoin. So if you're curious about a timeline of something, this is the briefing doc. So basically just what is Bitcoin, the themes, and I believe this one is a study guide, right? So let's say you're a student and you need help studying a certain topic. You can use NotebookLM as a study guide. But that's a really quick use case that I wanted to share with you, is leveraging AI tools for simplification and learning complex topics. So the next use case for beginners that I want to share, and this is probably one of my favorite use cases of AI, is leveraging these tools for content creation. And this includes both short form and long form. And I'm going to show you a few quick examples of how you can get started with this. So you can use a prompt like I use the following here. You can copy and paste this from the description, but basically what I'm doing is asking ChatGPT to assist me with creating social media posts. Generate 3 social media posts for each major platform on the topic of Notebook LM. And obviously you put whatever your topic is right there. Make the posts engaging and unique while ensuring they're easy to understand. Use best practices based on each platform. So here we have Twitter or X coming up with all of these different social media posts. Notebook LM versus traditional notes, struggling to organize your research. We have some for LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, right? Now, these aren't perfect, and this is what I'm going to show you here next. And what I would recommend is I would actually recommend using what's called a custom GPT if you're going to do anything content related. Now, you must be a member of ChatGPT Plus in order to create these. It costs $20 a month, of course, but this basically will help you create outputs that sound like you versus just shotgunning it straight to ChatGPT and creating a new chat. I use custom GPTs every single day for my clients. You'll see I have a ton of GPTs on the left-hand side, and I also use it to help me with my own social media posts so the output sound as close to me as possible. I have several tutorials on custom GPTs. I'll be sure to leave a link to that in the description below to help you. And when it comes to long-form content creation, we can also leverage AI tools to help us with something like SEO-optimized blog posts. Now, a huge disclaimer here. I would never recommend copying and pasting a blog post straight from ChatGPT or Claude, publish it right on your website, and expect the needle to move overnight. That's just not reality. What you can use these as a good starting point. You're going to have to fine-tune these if you want to rank for anything competitive, right? Adding internal links, external links, adding images, replacing words, right? There's all these different SEO optimizations that you have to do if you want to actually rank for competitive keywords. But in this example, I have a pretty sophisticated prompt here. I actually use custom GPT, so I save this in the instructions so I don't have to copy and paste this every single time, but I will leave this in the video description if you guys want to use it. Basically, I gave it a title and a target keyword, and then here is the SEO optimized blog post that ChatGPT created. GPT-4o does an okay job with this. Now, again, I would never recommend copying and pasting this and expecting it to move the needle, but it is a good starting point. I would actually recommend using Claude for something like long or short form content creation. I just think that Claude 3.5 Sonnet, which is its most advanced model right now, does outperform GPT-4o when it comes to actual content creation. I think the outputs sound more empathetic, they sound more human-like, and I just like the way Claude looks and just creates content at scale. I did the exact same thing here. So here's the blog post that Claude came up with. I just find myself using Claude more for any tasks related to content creation. You can also use AI writing tools if you want to do long form or even short form content. Now, most AI writing tools are just gimmicks. They're white label ChatGPT. I have a full video kind of ranting about that. The one AI writing tool that I actually do recommend is called SEO Writing AI. I think it starts at $12 a month. You get a free plan or a free trial to use it. It's really just an easy way to create long-form SEO-optimized blog posts at scale. Really user-friendly interface. You can find the link for this in the description below if you want to try using SEO Writing AI. But even if you don't want to do that, you can pull up the free version of Claude. You can pull up the free version of ChatGPT. Just prompt it with something like this. You have guardrails set in place, and then just go and then fine-tune as you get the outputs here. That's exactly what I would recommend. But long story short, you can leverage AI tools like ChatGPT, Claude, AI writing tools like SEO Writing AI to help you with long-form and short-form content creation. Now, staying on the same topic of content, another one of my favorite use cases for beginners that you can leverage AI for is repurposing long-form to short-form content. Now, what exactly do I mean by this? So one of my recent YouTube videos was about 5 notebook LM hacks that will blow your mind. And you could apply what I'm about to show you to any YouTube video. But with any video comes a YouTube transcript. And so what you can do is you can actually repurpose long-form videos videos like this YouTube video I'm showing you, or even podcast episodes, right? Any form of long form content. And so then what you can do is then I basically said, I need you to be an expert in content creation and repurposing. If I provide a video transcript, I need you to repurpose this into an SEO optimized blog post following all of these guidelines. And so it says, yes, please provide the transcript. So I gave it the target keyword, which is Notebook LM Hacks. And then I copy and pasted the entire YouTube video transcript right here. And then in a matter of seconds, it took that and then reformatted this or repurposed it into a blog post format. You'll see here's my SEO title, key takeaways. Here are all the hacks in written format, FAQs, etc., etc. So this is really awesome. You can take one YouTube video and turn that into an SEO optimized blog post. But it doesn't stop there. What you can also do is repurpose either this transcript or this blog post into other mediums of content. So I said, now repurpose this content into the following: 3 social media posts for LinkedIn and X or Twitter, a concise yet helpful email for my weekly newsletter. So let's stop and think about this. All you need is one long-form YouTube video, and with the help of AI, we can repurpose that one YouTube video into a blog post, into social media posts, into email newsletters, into short video clips using a tool called Opus Clip that I use all the time. Think about how much time this would take before generative AI, where you'd have to do all of this manually. It'd take hours. It costs hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to outsource all of this work. And so then when I asked it for social media posts and then an email for my weekly newsletter, here are the social media posts: LinkedIn, right? X or Twitter. And then here's the email for my weekly newsletter. Hi, first name, subject line. Now, obviously, this isn't perfect. And so what I would recommend you do to get the best outputs possible with repurposing content is I would recommend creating a custom GPT for each specific use case. So you'll see right here, I have a video to blog post converter. I have custom instructions specifically dedicated for this one task to get the highest quality outputs possible of repurposing a YouTube video or podcast to an SEO optimized blog post. I also have a short form video optimizer. I have an AI email optimizer where I plug in a YouTube transcript and it generates me an email newsletter based on the formatting instructions that I gave it in the background. So that is my tip for you when it comes to repurposing content with AI, is I would recommend using custom GPTs for this use case. But if not, you can copy and paste the prompts that I used in this short example, and that's a better place to start than not doing this at all. Now, another real-world use case I would recommend using AI for is anything related to research. Now, first and foremost, I'd recommend using Perplexity AI for this. This is an AI-powered search engine. It's an alternative to Google. It's more uncensored. I like the sources better versus using a ChatGPT or a Google search. And Claude actually can't browse the internet in real time, by the way, as of this video recording. So try Perplexity. You can start with a free account. And so, for example, let's say you want to do something related to market research or keyword research. Well, in this quick example, I basically said, help me with basic market research on marketing agencies in Des Moines, Iowa. You could obviously insert any industry or location, and you could get research data this way. So here it provided me with an easy to read table of the companies, the services offered, client base, years in operation, contact details, links me off to different websites. I just like using Perplexity for anything related to research, and market research is one area that I'm using frequently. Now, what I'm going to show you here is a little more advanced, but we can also use both ChatGPT and Perplexity in tandem to even improve our research. So what you can do is come over to ChatGPT and say something like this: create an advanced keyword research prompt that I can use on Perplexity to search the web for the highest quality keywords possible. Make sure to include monthly search volume, competition, CPCs, search intent, long tail variations, and content ideas. I do this all the time as I am heavily involved in SEO for my marketing clients. And so what you could do is copy and paste this advanced prompt that ChatGPT helped us generate, come back to Perplexity, paste it in here, and even if you're a free member, you still get access to the pro search. I'm actually going to skip ahead and wait till this output is complete. All right, so here's the output that Perplexity provided. And for the topic, I did Notebook LM as my base keyword. Obviously, you would replace with whatever that is that you're trying to go after right there, as I did include a placeholder in the prompt. And so if you scroll down, now I got a table of keyword, monthly search volume, competition, CPC, long tail keyword variations. So this is all really good information. I could even expand on this. What are the best tools? How to identify trending keywords for Notebook LM? Right? You can ask one of these related things, but if I even wanted to take this a step further, I could copy and paste this table that it provided with research. I could pull it into a ChatGPT or a Claude, and I could say something like this. If I provide a table of keywords and their data, create blog posts for each keywords. Literally copy and pasted that table, and then it just started writing for the very first keyword. How to use Notebook LM for SEO, right? I just hope I'm getting kind of the juices flowing for you guys on how you can start leveraging some of these AI tools and how they all go in tandem with one another. Now, what you can do too, if you're a little more advanced, you can use what are called Perplexity spaces. You'll see here I have my own Perplexity space titled AI Research Assistant. I have a full tutorial dedicated on showing you how I built this. And what's different here is you'll notice all of the files and custom instructions. I gave it all sorts of custom instructions, right? Versus just going to the main screen of Perplexity and saying, do keyword research on this, do market research on this. You can give it specific instructions. Tell what AI model that you want it to use. That's a cool feature. And then you can also give it files. Let's say you have SOPs, right? So I have a keyword research SOP, a market research SOP for my marketing agency. I have writing samples that I want it to follow. You can upload all of these different files, and this is the best way to use Perplexity, in my opinion, for anything research related, is using what's called a Perplexity space. But again, this is a little more advanced, and I apologize for rambling about this, but you can find my video on using Perplexity spaces in the description below for more details. But that is another real world use case that you can use AI for if you're a complete beginner, is leveraging a tool like Perplexity for research related tasks. Now, the final real-world use case for beginners that I want to share with you is using AI to generate images. And I'm going to be honest right up front here, the images that you generate with ChatGPT, it's using what's called DALL-E 3 behind the scenes. These are not perfect. I just did a quick example here as I was preparing for this video. There are better AI image models out there, and I'm going to get to that here in a little bit. But first of all, why would you want to use AI to generate images versus a graphic designer or Canva, for instance, right? Well, let's say you want a quick way to spin up YouTube thumbnails. Let's say you want to redesign a logo or design a logo from scratch. Or let's say you want to design an image for a social media ad, right? These are three real world examples that I can just think of off the top of my head. So in this example, what I did is I went to ChatGPT, and by the way, you have to be a member of Plus in order to use a lot of outputs with DALL-E 3. I think you only get a few a day on the free plan, but this is what I would do if you're doing something like a logo redesign. I would say something like this. You are an expert in graphic design and AI image generation. When I upload a logo, I want you to provide 3 advanced prompts I can use to generate a higher quality logo using different AI image models. Make the logo professional and appealing. So in this example, all I did was upload the Coca-Cola logo. This is one of their vintage logos. And I used ChatGPT to help me with 3 prompts. And so then what I did is I copy and pasted each one of these prompts, pulled it up into a different chat to get 3 different logo variations. Here's the first one it came up with. Here's the second one. I don't like that one at all. And here's the third one. I think that's actually really cool as a redesign to the original logo that I uploaded. Think about this for a second in terms of logo creation and using AI. Instead of going back and forth with a graphic designer that could cost hundreds, if not thousands of dollars and hours or days of your time, we can use AI in a matter of minutes to redesign a logo. Is it perfect? No, but it just saved you a lot of time and money to do it this way. Now, I would also recommend using other AI image generation models. I think Grok just got a new one. They were using Flux One for a while behind the scenes. I just think the outputs that you get with Flux One or the image model that Grok is using is higher quality than DALL-E 3. If you want to pay a little premium, I'd recommend looking into Adobe Firefly or also Midjourney, right? Many of you you have probably heard of Midjourney. That still is a premium AI model. And if you want other free versions, you can look into something like Leonardo AI or even Ideogram. I've had a lot of success with Ideogram, another free option that you can use. But I hope this example wasn't too confusing. I just wanted to do something quickly to show you that you can use AI to generate images, whether it's logos, YouTube thumbnails, marketing related graphics, or anything else. This is a really good use case for beginners. And if you really want to take things to the next level and master the basics of AI in an organized format, I'd recommend looking into my AI Beginners Bootcamp. You can find the link for this in the video description below. Guys, I literally just finished this about a week ago as I'm recording this video. There's about 15 step-by-step video lessons. I have bonus lessons on creating AI agents. I spent so many hours on this thing. I have some video testimonials here you guys can check out. There's some background info on me, but I just recommend looking into this if you're serious about learning AI and you don't want to fall behind. And for those interested, if you leave me a comment below, I'll be sure to follow up and get you a special coupon code for 25% off my AI Beginners Bootcamp. And even if you're not interested, that's completely okay too. As remember, my mission is to help you navigate the overwhelming world of artificial intelligence. I truly just want to help people understand the basics of AI and how they can apply it to the real world. And if you've made it this far into the video, I really appreciate you. If you found value, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment below. If you found this interesting, are there things I missed? What other basic use cases of AI can you think of that would apply to beginners? But most importantly, I hope you all have a great day.